didn't update. That's going to be interesting. We'll give it a second or two to update. That is going to be interesting. Oh man, the CPU is already struggling. We're going to ignore it. 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 Everything will be fine. Everything will just fine. Be just fine. Are going to do a little bit of maintenance while we wait for people to turn up. I'm in the background doing some streamer stuff. We reached our boost level yesterday, day before yesterday. Oh man, total disaster that whole pineapple and pizza thing is. That's going to be ugly. That is going to be unfun. Very unfun. But I have a plan. I have a plan. If I have to do it, at least I'm going to entertain myself. You know what I mean? I got to be happy with what I'm doing. That's all that matters. All right. Almost done here. Almost done. Background stuff. If I do it now, I have to do it later. There's something I'm ignoring, but I'll work on that tomorrow. After this, or this evening. Probably tomorrow. I think I can go one more day. By far, if I could pay someone, if I had the money, I would pay someone to log in and just export my VODs from Twitch to YouTube. It's such a pain in the butt. I hate things like that. It's like, why do I have to do that? Why do I have to do it again? Just do it automatically. There should be a function. I'd pay Twitch. I would pay Twitch like $1 a month, right? For a pro feature that would automatically export VODs to YouTube after 24 hours. I'd pay for that. Happily. Happily. Take my money. Yeah, I'm that lazy. Fight me. Fight me. I don't care. Oh, there was something else I need to do, but I didn't do it. Uh-oh. Didn't do the thing. Didn't do the thing. If I hit this button now, how about this? No. How about that? No, that's not gonna work. Oh, dang it. So how do I fix this mess I've made? How do I fix this mess? So, can I come here? Nope. So I think I will have to do it this other way over here. Still waiting for people to turn up. All right, I'm going to step away for just a moment. I'm going to do that by... Oh no, that muted everything. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Hold on. I better turn this knob instead. All right, tweet sent. I'm back. I am coffeeless simply because I know in a few hours I'm going to have another cup. Or I'm going to have my first cup of the day right before my lesson. I've got to control my coffee intake, my caffeine intake. If I have 3 grande cups of coffee, my stomach freaking falls apart. B, so it's a case of my stomach falls apart. You can use your imagination. B, I get the shakes. C, my actual, like the nerve endings in my body start to hurt. It's not a good scene, man. Not a good scene. All right. And this is the second Friday of the month, which means I have a class from 2 o'clock local time, 2 p.m., 1400 Pan Standard Time. And that is 2 hours away from now. So I'm going to try to get through everything without too many detours. No promises. And see where we end up. So some of today's content is something I thought about last week, but I did not podcast last week because we played No Man's Sky, which was kind of cool and enjoyable. So this is what we're looking at. Kind of some of the things we're looking at this week. I'm not gonna lie. I have partially phoned this one in. And I am going to apologize right now. I have no excuse. I was negligent. So, am I feeling confident about this? Not really. But that's all right. Because I'm being honest and open about it. We have some images. They are not really connected. They're hanging loosely around the idea of podcast. But before we talk about what's in the podcast, let us go over to the other thing. Yes, right here. Here we have a list of the things that bring you this podcast. Number 1 is Breakbeat Kings over on Apple Music. This is a royalty-free channel or playlist. I would love to feature Transonic Regime, I believe, Matsumuri. He has a great playlist. He has 2 great playlists that I've fallen in love with. The first one, I say they're great for the following reasons. The first one is sort of space-based, I think off of like No Man's Sky or Elite Dangerous. And very spacey, very cool, lush, right? Spacey sounds. Then he has something else that the other album, Mir, I think he calls it. Not quite sure the title. M-E-I-R or M-I-E-R, one or the other. M-E-I-R? And it's like a totally different genre. Hey, Space Baser. What's up, Grandpa? What's up, Grandpa? Grandpa's Bourbon? Dude, I'm still laughing at that book title you came up with. I was going to feature it in the podcast, but I figured that burn cuts too deep and burns too deep. I have to let it go. But I want to let you know it is brilliant. Okay. And it has sort of you know what? I'm going to play like 30 seconds of it. Screw it. I can do that, right? Without getting a ding thing on the Twitches if it's really short, right? So I'll play actually. We'll go back. So the first one, it might not be on my iPad. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this the hard way. Excuse me while I try to get my act together. Transonic. There he is. Pops right up in iTunes. In the iTunes, we have his albums. And I believe it is Interplanetary Expedition. And the hit song. Mic is a little low. Okay, hold on. How about now? I've been burning like a candle lately. Wow. Is it me or is it quiet? How about now? Is that better? Better. Or, you know what? Oh, you know what I didn't check, you guys? I didn't check my input. Sources. Okay. All right. That's proper. Okay. How about now? Is that better? Mucho better. All right. I didn't turn the knob much. The the settings on this audio interface thing is they're so sensitive. I need a different mic. Okay, so we're gonna listen to Transonic Regime, who is Matsumuri on the Twitters, and I play this during my lessons when I'm teaching, and I need some sort of background music, and only I can hear it, right? So this is how many? Huh. So that's 1, 0, 1. Okay, we're gonna crank this up just a bit. I am more of a button pusher than I am on both definitions of button pusher than a knob turner. Both definitions of button push are button pusher. So that's the feeling behind the first album, Interplanetary Expedition, which I should have listed. See, this is what happens when you're not prepared. Konnichiwa. Right? So that's the album that I first heard. And then he has Mir, Meir, I guess. And this is something completely different. So you heard that sort of feel, right? Dun, 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 dun. And where is it? Okay, here we go. Okay. So I think 9 to 5 and Clearer are the two big songs. Something completely different. And it sounds like stuff I listened to like in the 70s or 80s. Hey, yeah, what's up, Nate? Taisho is a period, right? Oh, isn't it Taisho Heisei or something like that? Oh, I'm the worst. Don't trust anything I say about this topic. All right, so let's get back to. I don't want Twitch getting all mad at me. Breakbeat Kings. All right, so we're here, I think. Oh, oh, oh. All right. All right, so you guys can hear me now, correct? Everything's good? Back to normal? So, Breakbeat Kings, I really wish I could get Matsumuri to make this royalty free, because I would love to play it instead of some random stranger's music. Sips for sampling images so that they're viewable here. CSV kit to turn CSV into these nice, lovely tables that you see here. It also does other magical stuff in the background, but we won't talk about that. And curl, old school tool from the command line. You need to pull something down from the internet. Curl is your friend. wget is also your friend. Either or. Curl, wget. They're both your friend. They're both your friend. Right? And then ImageCat, which shows the actual images. So I figured I don't have any real sponsors, right? And this podcast was brought to you by blah, blah. I don't have these things. So I sort of dug around and thought about the tools I use all the time for the podcast and said, screw it. That's what we're doing. All right. Moving on. Fake it till you make it, baby. You ever push a door when you're supposed to pull? Oh, I've let's say how bad it's gotten sometimes. We've all done this one. Please say that we all have done this so I feel better about myself. Walked into a door that you thought was going to open automatically. Excellent. That's it. Only once? Liar. Liar. Only once? Come on. Come on. You're amongst friends. Okay, here comes the truth. Maybe twice. Twice in 1 week? Twice in 1 month? Dude, you're not escaping that easily. Walk through a screen door if you. Wow. Brilliant. Walk through a screen door. I hit my head occasionally. The building I live in is quite old, and they were built to when the average median height, is that the correct term? Um, I think was like for door frames based on men, but for the I don't know, man. I don't know what they were thinking. They didn't get very far in their thinking, that's for sure. So the hood over the oven, over the cooking area, is so low. I smack my head all the time, right? Just every freaking time. It's so annoying. So I have to be super, super cautious. Let me rephrase that. Whenever I'm happy, I hit my head. Same with the door frames. I can tell when I'm happy. It's like, yeah, and I go, bam! Like, oh, I think I just scalped myself. I fall over and there's blood everywhere. Like, oh, I must be happy. Oh God, yeah. Well, I'll go thump it right now. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but I'm gonna go thump it right now. I don't know if you heard that, but that was pretty much what it sounds like when I hit it. And then it's followed by a string of profanities. Uh, it's good. You guys would love it. I'd be like, what, at one a month, I'd be up to maybe 20, 45 by now, just by one thumping, right? The profanities, they flow. The spice must flow. So, excuse me, sorry. All right, this is basically the show right here. Sort of. Vaguely. Loosely. I don't know if we're going to make everything, and I don't know if we're going to skip some things. So let's get into it. Let's get out of here. Oh, no. We'll leave that there. You can stay there. All right. So. Even though the first thing on the list was work, I actually want to start off with a concept. Concept. There we go. Okay, deep thoughts. So here are your deep thoughts. I love this concept of civilize the mind, but make savage the body. And various people have phrased this differently, I think, and with slightly different framings and like different. They're talking about different topics, like artists. Be sort of quiet in your everyday life or whatever, be reasonable, rational in your everyday life, but violent in your work, stuff like that. And I think somewhere the West got lost. Like after the 70s, I think we got lost. Oh yeah, right? And that's why we're here. This is like a weekly reminder. So civilize the mind, but make savage the body. And I've got a fairly decent mind. In comparison to what, we're not gonna get in. I'm not gonna get into it. Don't ask me for specifics. Let's just let that slide, please. Yes, exactly, Nate. So you'd be strong to stand, but calm to act. Right. Oh, and everyone, like when everything is going, experience does help, and knowledge sharpens it. Yep, and it's a good balance. So like, the more you know, the more control you have over your mind, the more control you have over your body, and the more you can do with your body. Right? I don't think savage just means in terms of violence and going out and hacking people up into little pieces. I don't think that's what that means. It's just feed your brain, take care of your body, right? That's pretty much, good mental health, good physical health, and off you go. So there's your deep thought for the day, which I stole from the internet. You gonna put that in perspective of the katana? All right, let's hear it. Ooh, yes. The sheath is there, yep. The edge is sharp, but the sheath is there. I like that. So that's partially this concept of like make savage the body. It's partially why I started performing push-ups between rounds in Destiny. Okay, here's the whole thing. So the edge is sharp, but the sheath is there. It's not always about cutting, but it's when to cut, when to sharpen. It gets philosophical, right? It gets deep. I like that, and I'm assuming that's sort of what you run through your head, right, to keep yourself on track. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have a whole bunch of little tricks that I use to keep myself in line. Instructions unclear. Starts playing Ghost of Tsushima. Like, oh. So Grandpa's bourbon. Get ripped and open a book. Open a book. Read it while you get ripped. Those are the instructions. But then again, you're Jesus, so maybe I don't know. I don't know how that works for you. All right. I don't know what's next. I don't know what's next. Let's see. Let's take this journey together. Push-ups on water? No, no, no. I mean, yes. The fact that you're Jesus, yes. Go ahead and perform those push-ups on water. That would be really cool. Who is he? Only he who is pure of heart and thought can perform the most strenuous of physical feats of strength upon the still waters. Occasionally, I wish I had a camera because I've just sort of pushed myself away from the microphone and throw my hands up in victory. And I'm looking around, waiting for people to cheer and to clap. A focus mic's like, yes, 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 yes. All right. I'm so proud of myself. Someone should clip that. Right. So let's talk about work. I want to talk about zero latency. Excellent, excellent. I'm feeling very lucky today. What have I changed? I don't know what's changed, but excellent. All right. Oops. Beep, 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 beep. So let's talk about work. So this is what I do for work. This is actually something that I made for my students. And it looks like it's grammar, but it's not. It's helping them to express themselves. So as an adult, picking up a second language is crazy hard. But not for the reason most people think. The reason it's difficult is A, most people don't remember how they learned their mother tongue. B, people want to speak at the same, they want to speak in their second language at the same level they speak in their native tongue. No, any language is. Any language is. It doesn't matter. Any language. Japanese is absolutely brutal on the brain. And I'm not talking about the writing part of it. I'm not even talking about the formal Japanese. Just thinking in Japanese is freaking hard, man, because it's the exact opposite of English. So when we pick up our native tongue, when everyone picks up their native tongue, Japanese, if you're Japanese, German, French, no matter where you're from, you only start off by identifying like sort of categories and then naming one or two things specifically. And you can't make meaning. You can only state facts. I want cookie. Cookie good. Give me cookie. And that's it. You can't make any meaning. You can just state facts. I think the example I always use is, I don't like Kevin. Okay, why don't you like Kevin? Kevin hit me. I cry. 33 years later, and I still say, I want cookie. Give me cookie. Give me cookie. 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 And you put your hands out and do like the hands. Cookie. Love when kids are desperate for food, right? Or they just like, oogie, oogie. And you're like, milk? Cookie. Do you want a cookie? Huh? And they look at you like, that's what I've been sitting here saying for the past half an hour. Why don't you understand? Oh, you want a cookie? Cookie, cookie. Right. Cookie. Stop torturing me, Daddy. Just give me the freaking thing. Another. Getting distracted. So, in every language, kids don't know how to use conjunctions. They have to be taught conjunctions. And the first conjunction is, and then. I think I've watched Japanese kids do it, and it's and then. And it's absolutely, in Japanese, like, sorede, de, sorede, sorede. Oh, no, wait, it's, and, de, oh, wait, what is it again? Oh, shoot. Maybe it's a little bit older, but it's like, sorede, sorede, kind of like that. I think that's how it works. And then. So, and then everything becomes and then. So I went to school, and then Kevin hit me. And then I said, I don't like you, Kevin. And then I hit him. And then he cried. And then I was happy. Like that, right? And. But we forget that whole process as adults. We forget that phase where we only can say, we say dog for everything that's not a cat. And we say cat, that's everything feline. Lions, tigers, panthers. Right? We had birds. We had parakeets, I think. And one was named Pewter Pewter. So all birds were Pewter Pewter to my kids. Every single bird. Pigeons, hawks, eagles, vultures. Pewter Pewter, Pewter Pewter. And what they were trying to say is, there's a thing. There's a winged thing. I don't know the exact name of the winged thing. The only winged thing I know is Pewter Pewter. So, please understand, Mommy and Daddy, that when I say pewter pewter, what I'm really the message I'm trying to convey is, there is a winged thing similar to the winged thing that we have on our balcony, which lives in the cage. All wrapped up in pewter pewter. And you forget this as an adult. Except for Grandpa's bourbon, who still just probably goes like, cookie, cookie, kiss, 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 honey, kiss, 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 kiss. Grandpa, garlic beers, kiss, kiss, kiss. Right? Why do you guys let me talk on the internet? Why do you encourage me? Why? So, I'm saying all of this. I'm saying all of this. He's back. I'm saying all of this to explain what I have my students do. So, we like to push buttons, right? It's just like, ooh, what's he gonna say now? Beep. So, I have to force them, because they want to say something like, so, let's say they're two students in the same lesson. So, Sachiko and I are, we both grew up in the same place, and since we grew up in the same place, we sort of, we went to the same school, and we had the same teacher, and we sat in class together. And it's like, people say all this stuff. Like, stop. And it comes out really jacked up because they're trying to translate the Japanese directly. Not going to work. We'll get to that in a minute. So I say, okay, just stop. Just give me the facts. My math teacher's name was Mr. Tanaka. Okay. Sachiko's math teacher's name was Mr. Tanaka. Okay. I received an A in Mr. Tanaka's class. Okay. Sachiko received an A in Mr. Tanaka's class. Okay. So what you want to say is, both Sachiko and I both received A's, right? Yes. But the thing is, they don't want to say just that, because it doesn't have a lot of the context or emotions that they want to convey immediately. But since the Japanese version of that would be, I don't know, longer than a tweet, when they try to translate, everything gets jumbled up. So I make these charts, and I have to force adults in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, just write simple sentences, and they buck up against it. It's amazing. It's like, just do it. just do this simple thing. Trust me. We'll get to what you want in a minute. You've got to do this thing first. So I have all these kind of crazy charts and drawings. Recently, I've been using Excel to help them get their thoughts clear. You guys want to see that? I can show you that. I need to pull up a... How do I get there? How do I get there? We're going to do this. Oh, no, not that iMorph. That's not a thing. I'm gonna go Dropbox. Ooh, this is gonna be a rough one. Oof. Don't do that. Yep. And then that. And then that. Oh, it did work. Okay. And then. Was that it? Yes. Oh, I did it. Okay. Oh, it's broken. God dang it. Okay, that's the wrong one. You can't quite see it all because it's broken. How can I fix this? I can't fix this. So anyway. Oh, dang it. Let's do this then. Hold on. I can do it. Hold on. Will that work? Ha! Okay. So, that's dang it, number 354. Yes! So, what I made one of my students do was sit down, and first she could only name all the YouTube channels that she watched and enjoyed. Then I said, okay, tell me the nationality. Tell me the marital status, tell me their gender, tell me their age, if they speak English, Japanese, Korean, and where they're located. And it took us about 2 or 3 weeks to get this list done. It was, I don't remember. Why do I have to do this? Kicking and screaming all the way. But when we finished, we could get to the point where she could say things like, 9, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 2 out of the 9 YouTubers I watch. 2 out of the 9 YouTubers I watch are in their 20s. Right? 2 out of the 9 YouTubers I watch are in their 30s. And she really liked that once we got to this point. But I had to drag her here. It's like dragging, like, just eat your vegetables. And that's how we ended up. And then she was really happy. And what she said was, and this is about how people organize information according to language and sort of how they see the world. She said she had never thought of her or broken down her YouTube subscription list in this manner. She hadn't even thought about where people fell in age. She didn't think about oh, these people speak English, these people speak Japanese, they speak Korean. She hadn't even done this in her head. And since she didn't have this list in her head, this table in her head, she couldn't speak English. Because the Japanese list is completely different. They don't talk about this. They would say, oh, she's funny, she's cute. Oh, I watched some cute, I watch a cute YouTuber, and she talks about Korean things. And that would be it. We have another list about what each YouTuber does on their channel. That's a long list. Super long. We're not going to look at that. So that's how we got, wow. So let's loop around to, where are we? Which tab are we in? I don't know where I am now. Oh, okay. Nope, that's next. Work, okay. So, focus. Every language is brutal for an adult to learn because you have to unlearn what you're going to talk about. In Japanese, you don't talk about concrete objects. It's not about adjectives and things. I ate a Hawaiian pizza with extra bacon and a couple of drops of maple syrup. That would be the English way. Like, what did you eat yesterday? The Japanese answer would be, oh, yesterday, since I had a bit of free time. What? Yeah, we're putting maple syrup on our Hawaiian pizza with Canadian bacon. Of course. So, so the Japanese answer would be something like, okay, so yesterday, since I had a lot of time and didn't have to rush because the boss was out and I could take a regular, an extra extended lunch, I ate I ate lunch at my favorite ramen shop. Period. We don't know what they ate. And it was like, oh yeah, it was really, I ordered my favorite ramen and I ate it and I had a cup of tea and then I came back. And we still don't know what they freaking ate. And so that's how the whole language works. It's all about describing the scene, where, when, why, with whom, under what circumstances, to what end, by what method, but they never say exactly what they ate or what they bought. What did you do yesterday? Oh, I used Facebook. Okay. And that's it. And they'll stop there. I'm looking at them like, that's it? Yeah, yeah, that's it. I'm like, well, that's not a very good answer. So, since the content and the focus of the language is completely different from English, Japanese is, how did it make you feel? Was it exciting? Was it dangerous? Was it scary? Was it depressing? Okay, tell me the scene that depressed you. What was the scene and situation that depressed you? Not what happened, just the scene. So it's a really high overview. And everything is in passive voice. Like they don't do things happen to them. So when you try to translate that into English, it just falls apart. So I have the opposite problem. Having that, like pulling up at that satellite view where you can't see streets. All you see are just continents without even any names, right? Just weather patterns. That shift mentally for me is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Midnight Chef, I'll say something, and occasionally she'll say, "You're thinking in English." I'm like, okay. So, and then I'll say, okay. I'll try to say it a different way, and she'll shake her head like, no, that's not right. And I'll flip the words around. I'll try from a different perspective. I'll try to cut all the specifics out. She goes, no, you're still not doing it right. And then she'll say something, and I'm like, oh yeah, that is how you would say that in Japanese. Now I've been speaking Japanese the whole time, Japanese words, but the content and the view was English, from that English perspective. So that's why picking up a second language as an adult is ridiculously difficult because you don't realize, A, you just have to make basic sentences. B, what is talked about is completely different from language to language. Now, I believe Indians from India, they had the same sort of structure. Who, what they do, who, where, when, under what condition, why, for how long, by what means did someone do something. And that's why they pick up Japanese a lot faster than Americans because the perspective is the same. That's what the Indian guy said. And I said, well, what do you do when you speak Indian? Is it like Japanese? He goes, oh, yeah. So there are some languages that are really close to Japanese. And the people that come from those languages have no problem picking up Japanese because they understand what's being talked about. Americans, on the other hand, struggle. So I hear an American speaking Japanese, and if I can understand them, I automatically assume they're speaking crap Japanese because I can understand. If I can't understand them, then they're speaking real Japanese. So yeah, that's what I do for work. That's what I think about all day, every day. Tools to help my students see the world through the right perspective, and then how to get them to do that throughout the lesson, prepare myself for failure, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, that's my job. Moving on. I don't know how I got here. How did we get here? Right. Keeping on the theme of Japan, let's talk about cars in Japan. Before I do that, though, I always make the same mistake. We're going to clear that, and then we're going to do this. Okay. I'm going to show you guys a car. And you're not going to believe the car that you're about to see. This was, I spotted this vehicle at least 2 years ago. Like I was out on a bicycle ride, spotted it in the parking lot. You guys can't guess what car this is. No way you can guess. No way. Impossible. No one's going to get it. All right. Oops. And there it is. Beautiful Trans Am. Cycling along, I saw it in a parking lot. I'm like, oh, I've got to photograph this car. Got to photograph this car. The owner didn't come out. I waited a bit to see if the owner would come out so I could get a photograph of the owner and talk to him about the vehicle. He or she, talk to him or her, them, about the vehicle, but they didn't come out, and I didn't want to loiter for too long. But yeah, it was probably winter because the leaves on the trees back there are dead. Okay, it's definitely winter. Yeah, all the leaves have fallen off. Yeah, sometime in winter. And you'll spot all kinds of really old classic American cars, muscle cars and vans, and I haven't seen a station wagon in a while. But you'll see vans, and occasionally, once every 5 to 7 years, I'll see a tiny, like, Winnebago type camper car. There was a big boom here. Oh my God. Maybe late 20th century, early 21st century. Oh wow, that's going way back. That information is old. There was this big boom where everyone went to go camping, and American, they call them caravans in the UK. What do we call them in the US? Not trailers. Campers? Is that what we call them? I'm assuming that's what we call them. Campers? Were really, really popular. And there was a dealership maybe 35 minutes away from me by bike. RVs. Thank you. So RVs. And for my British friends, caravans. Really, really popular. So occasionally you'll see like the tiny RVs, not the full, like, let's go to Vegas and, snort substances off each other's belly buttons size RVs. Not those. It's the family RVs. That's what they're for, right? No? That's what Hollywood told me. That's what Hollywood always shows me. So I'm assuming that Hollywood is always right. All right. Now, I showed you a Trans Am, but you can't even imagine what the next car is. And I've sort of planted seeds and a hint. A little bit of lamp shading, right? A little bit of lamp shading, foreshadowing. But I bet you can't guess what this next car is. Yes. The older ones are. Cut you, Crimson. The older models. The newer models are for. So the old ones are for the manufacturers, right? The chefs. The newer ones are for the customers. Oh my God. You're not wrong. I believe they are for science. Yes. That is another way to look at them. Yes. That was a great series. Midnight Chef. Yep, you're welcome. Midnight Chef absolutely loved Better Call Saul. She absolutely loved that. She's like, you gotta watch it. You've gotta watch it. And she kept harping at me. It's like, all right, fine, I'll watch it. And watch it like, that was really good. Better Call Saul was so good, right? Midnight Chef has absolutely great taste in TV shows and content like that. She has great taste. Recently, she's like, you need to watch. What's the show? Behind Her Eyes. She's mentioned it a few times. She's like, you should really watch Behind Her Eyes. I'm like, okay. And I know she's probably right. I know she's probably right. But, maybe it's girly. The dumb thoughts that we have, right? Maybe it's kind of romantic. I've seen it. Like, she's watching a thing like, feels like romance. I don't know what's romance. I'll end up watching it and liking it. And going, oh, you were right. Again. That's how it goes, right? Anyway, let's get back to car number 3. Boom. Not an RV, but close. Not a station wagon, but close. It's the in-between. It's an in-between vehicle. It's a station recre wagon. How's that? That didn't work out very well. Never mind. Ignore me. This one is not far from my house either. It's still there, actually. They keep it in fairly good shape. You can hear it puttering around every now and again. Oh, it must be the Volkswagen. So yeah, this is really nice. They take care of it. They don't put it under a tarp or anything, but they do their best to keep it in the gun. It is. It's in great shape. So some of it is because the government's like, well, it has to pass inspection. And the other part is people just take care of their stuff. Like Vegeta. Vegeta's one of those guys, right? Takes care of his stuff. His car always looks nice. He's always making sure, it's clean. Putting attachments on. The Vegetas of the world own this car. I don't know about the rest of you clowns. Mainly you, maple syrup guy, and Grandpa's bourbon.
Thank you for trying this demo.
I know Nate takes care of his stuff. He just recently painted his bicycle. Don't wait. We haven't watched the replay. No spoilers. Hashtag spoilers. Hashtag spoilers. We're gonna watch that tonight. I have the link. It's queued up. It's ready to go. So we will be enjoying whatever chaos. Yes, he did. Yes, he has posted it, and we will be watching it. The clickbait title. I saw the title. Pure clickbait. Go check the Discord. Pure clickbait. It's so good. All right. So yeah, around my neighborhood, you'll see these vehicles. Now, if you go downtown, you get your 458s, you get your Bentleys, you get your Lambos. I haven't seen a Bugatti in a while. There's an old Bugatti I saw years ago. Yeah, downtown you get all the expensive cars. Locally, we just get Trans Am, Volkswagens. If you do see a Ferrari, they're just passing through, right? Going to some sort of Ferrari meet up in the mountains somewhere. All right, let's see what's next. I don't know what number 4 is. What's number 4? Oh, Cyberpunk. All right, we're skipping, hopscotching along. Pop. All right, we threw the stone. We got to skip over a square. Cyberpunk. And forgot to clear the screen. Clear the screen and then put up the Cyberpunk. Okay. So Cyberpunk. I haven't played in a while. I figured out why. I don't want the game to end. So if I don't finish the game, just stick with me. If I don't finish the story, it's still there. The game is still there. Don't ask me how my brain works. It's like I can go back to it. It's still real. But if I finish the game and there's an ending, then it's like I can never go back. And I have multiple games where this is an issue. Multiple games. Okay, all right. Nate's off for lunch. But anyway, I often, as you know, walk around video games and take pictures. Liver punch booze. Truth in advertising. This is booze. It's gonna punch your liver. Also, Grandpa's bourbon. Did you take? Nate's Coffee? You better put that back. Yeah, but liver punch booze. We serve booze. Said booze is going to punch you in your liver. Have a nice day. So I found that fascinating. So I don't, as you guys know, I don't really play video games. I tend to just walk around video games with the camera. That's pretty much what I do. I never. So yeah, I really like this one, Liver Punch Booze. I'd go there. I'd drink there. Tabbing. Okay. What was that? 4.5. All right, and the Croat, I more than once, right? Remember me killing a group of samurai, then taking pictures for the next few hours? Yes, we must document the slaughter. And I know that makes me a horrible person. Again, let's break the fifth wall, 4.5. I don't know what it is I'm doing trope-wise, but I realize what I'm doing. It's so gruesome, so grisly. It's like, why are you doing this? I can't control myself. I don't know why. It's like I'm watching me do the thing. It's like, you really shouldn't do that. I mean, think about what you've done. I know it's just a video game, but what does it represent? It's like, I know, but these are some great photos, right? I gotta get it just right, the framing. I just shake my head and watch myself. It's like, morph. So, the thing with this is, whoever Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red, they did their homework. I cannot tell you how spot on this is. They have sort of captured a lot of what it's like walking around like the train platform or seeing a convenience store or signs about operating hours. There's a lot like that. Only people that live here will go, yes, that's a thing. All of this is a thing. Everything you see here is a thing. So this is similar to a kiosk you'll see on the train platform, where you walk in and you can buy stuff. Literally, it is stuff. We're talking pantyhose, toothpaste, dental floss, scones, beer, a Hot Pocket, newspaper, adult viewing material. It's just stuff. It's a stuff store. And technically, that's what they should call them here. It is a kiosk, but they sell a variety of stuff, a wide range of stuff. The color scheme is from a convenience store chain called Family Mart. So they've nailed that with the bar and it's almost green. They didn't quite steal it 100%, but it's close enough. In Japan, they use the 24-hour clock. You're saying, well, Morpheus says 25 hours here. Yes. TV guide goes to 25, 6, or 7, something like that. It'll roll over. And there's a reason for it. They've got this really weird reason for why they go beyond 24. So it's 24, 25, 26, I think. Maybe 27. So if you're not used to a 24-hour clock, you see, it's like, well, what is 2300? We say 24/7, but we don't use the military clock. Thankfully, I use the military clock. So they've taken that concept from the TV guide and they've slapped it on this building. And the Japanese is perfect. It's Eigyochu. It's like it's open for business. So all of this, as an outsider living in Japan, all of this is brilliant. absolutely brilliant. They've captured so much of what it's like to live here. The things that you see. There's a stuff store. There are crazy times in the TV listings, and you see the Ago Chew sign everywhere. This is one of the first things you learn. Oh, open for business. So yeah, and this is just a train kiosk dropped in the middle of the city. Absolutely brilliant. They did their homework. They really did their homework. All right. I don't know what's next. I don't know what number 6 is. Ooh. Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna make another shift. We're jumping around. We're running out of time. I only have 30 minutes. Thankfully, I showered yesterday, but I might need to shower again before I go. So we'll see how much time I have left. I was on Twitter, as you are in the morning, and quite often, Midnight Chef will say to me, "Wow, you're so confident about everything." Okay. I'm sorry. I thought that was in text. So Midnight Chef will say things like, "Wow, you're so confident in everything that you do. Why do you sound so confident? Where does that come from?" And I could never explain. It's like it's a thing you can cultivate, but I didn't quite know how to explain it. So, going through Twitter, and I see a short clip about confidence. I'm going to deliver this to you in stages, not in the order that it was presented in the video, but in this particular stage that we have this conversation. Okay, so I hope I haven't screwed it up. First one, the first thing that they sort of say, and yes, I did steal this from Destiny. Yes, I did use Canva to cut out the EXO stranger. Yes, I did steal all this fire and flame is from another screenshot from Destiny. Did I steal all of this? Quite possibly. But I'm not profiting from it, so they can't sue me. I hope that's the case. So you cannot call upon confidence. Is that the phrase? I may have misremembered. So basically, you can't just you cannot call up confidence. Go up there, grab the microphone, and be confident. You just can't manifest confidence. I think I made a typo, so let's just ignore that mistake there, right? You can't manifest confidence out of thin air. And you can't just turn up at a race, FIA, spa in the rain, right? And then the channel says, "Oh, just be confident." It's like, well, I'm in my streaming PJs. I've got these really bad pockets with the holes in them, so I don't know if I have any confidence on me. So you just can't manifest it out of the clear blue sky, right? Huh? Not wrong. Not wrong. So that leads us to our next question: where the heck does confidence come from? And I've tried to explain this to Midnight Chef and Bad Daughter about how to build confidence, but I never had a really handy way of saying it. This is the bit. I don't like this bit because it means that Vegeta's right, the Croat's right, even though Grandpa Berman never says it. He's right, Ellie. You guys are all right. You guys were all correct. Silver. Again, chat was right, and this is very difficult for me to say because I hate being wrong. I hate being wrong. It's the worst thing ever. And saying that I'm wrong in public, almost unpalatable. So here we are. Confidence is the side effect of preparation. Basically, practice. So that means you guys were right. Again. But it really did click. And now my dad always says to me, still says, proper prior preparation prevents piss poor performances. It's an engineering thing. Now, I've said this to other people. I say it to myself. But to hear it framed like this, that this is the catalyst? No, this is the base? No. The foundation of confidence is preparation. And it absolutely freaking solidified so much for me. It's pointed out that I should never tell someone to have confidence. I should say, go get prepared so you can have confidence. Or if you want to be confident, go practice or go be prepared or, set goals and do things like that. I'm sighing because you guys are so right. And I know you're right. But I hate practicing. I hate it. You guys saw what happened to me last week. Even though I won the race, you guys saw kicking and screaming. Whinging. It's like, oh, I've practiced too much. I don't want to do this. I'm so over this. I'm just shaking my head at myself. And so, yeah, you guys are right. Ugh. It's killing me. But wait. Nate's back. But wait. Another TTT viewer. It wasn't Garage Beers or Grandpa Bourbon that had your coffee. And then the final image in this set. I don't know, man. They're coming. The bots are on the way. And the final, I did it again. I've done it again. You know what I should do? I should make this command to where it automatically clears and then shows. And I won't make that mistake again. I could automate that. Yes. See, laziness. Winning. Okay. And then last is this thing about setting goals that are under your control. You guys have heard me harp about this. Particularly when I'm about to race. Setting attainable, rational, controllable goals. McCruet, you said it really well maybe 2 weeks ago. Someone was saying like, oh, let's win or something like that. I'm like, nope. Can't say that. Cannot say that. And you very delicately said, McCroat, stuff is going to happen. We're guaranteed of things are going to happen and we're going to react to those things. And that's a very good way to set goals. These things, some random things are going to happen. But don't worry. We're confident because we practiced. Right? McCroy said, Morph, follow me. Brake here. Third gear. Shift to fourth. This is your start of your braking zone. Third gear. Follow me. And then I just practiced that. That was Dragon Trail. And we practice and practice and practice. Get 5 thousandths of a second faster lap times per lap. Yeah, seriously. Things like that. Exactly. And how are you going to do that? By braking, probably by not upsetting the car, by braking in a straight line and then trail braking once the car is settled, or letting the car settle slightly, lifting slightly, letting the car settle, braking in a straight line, and then progressive come off the brakes, right? Those are all things directly under your control. Yeah. So set goals that are directly under your control. This is the Stoic. If you're a Stoic, this is a common concept of Stoicism. Sorry, you guys probably heard all that. Sorry, I tried to cover my mouth, but that doesn't muffle the sound. I should have gone behind the microphone. So if I go behind the microphone, you guys probably can't hear me very well. And as I roll around, you should be able to hear me. Here I am. So yeah, set goals that are under your control. So I watched that video and I thought, yes, that's exactly right. Practice. practice, and set attainable goals. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I just felt I had to get it off my chest. Okay, clear. Oh, we do have one other thing related to that, but I don't know the name of the file. So we're going to... Uh-oh, I've lost that file. Oh no, I know where it is. Ha! Boom, nailed it. So, if you want to reduce stress in your life, because we're all under an incredible strain right now. 2020, well, for some, 2016 to 2021 has been an absolute nightmare, right? Or 2016 to 2020 is an absolute nightmare. And then 2020 plus 2021, for most of us, there's been a lot of stress in our lives too, right? So, I highly encourage you. By the way, I stole this from another website. To sit down and these instructions. Just on the piece of paper, as it says, write down everything you're worried about. All the things. The bunions on your foot. Grandpa's bunions. Grandma's bunions, right? Great bunions. Great bunions. Gerbil bunions. Goth bunions. Granular bunions. Whatever they are. If you can control it, put it in the middle. These are things that you can control directly. You can file it down. You can go see a doctor, right? These are things you can control directly. If you're overweight, just stop drinking Coke, sugary drinks. If you're 53 and you got that nasty old man flab like underneath on your bicep, just do push-ups. Just start doing push-ups. That's really kind of why I started doing push-ups. Bad daughter today said, "Hey, Daddy looks like he's sort of kind of like not getting smarter, like smaller, but something's changing." Like, yeah. And in my mind, I'm flexing, like, right? So I can control that just by doing exercise. Things that you can influence, you put in the next ring. So, in terms of Gran Turismo Sport, I can't control someone's urge to punt me. But I can influence the situation by, McCroat, just hear me out, McCroat, hear me out. If I know they're a punty boy, and I'm in third place, and I see that they've been punting people behind me, they've gotten in front of me, they've punted people, the only thing I can do, I can't call the guy and say, "Hey, please don't punt me." I can just let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Now, I can't directly influence if he's going to try to come after me if I let him go, but I can put that opportunity there. It's like, "Hey, there's the door. Just go. Go, 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 go. You'll be back." That's what I'm thinking in my head, right? So those types of things. Everything else, did you see Java letting go? I can get the clip for you. Wait. Why is it in quotation marks? And yes, I would like to see this clip. I'm really worried. So, if you look at your life that way, and everything that's on the outside of these other two circles, forget it. Which is mainly all of politics. Just let it go. What happens on the national stage, politically, just let that go. Work within your direct community. If you see homeless people, help them at least be warm during the cold periods. I don't have a lot of money. I don't. Right? Life is in shambles. I went from making a really nice amount of money to not making enough money. But I do what I can. So there's this service called Kiva, Kiva.org. And maybe once or twice a year, I've dedicated $25 to this. I will go through and find someone that's in like in the Philippines or Thailand, and this Kiva sends money to the people trying to start a business, or it's like Indiegogo or the other service, but for people trying to get their lives together, like on a serious level. And so that's the kind of charity that I do. All right, see ya. More than syrup on Hawaiian pizza? Yes. uh, and so that's what I do. Right? On the national level, I can't make the Japanese government give more money. I can't go to some organization or some company and shout at them. I can't make my neighbor do it. Right? I do it myself. And that money, when that money comes back, because they pay you back, and once that $25 comes back, I find someone else and I send that money out again. So that's the maximum I can do. I looked at my finances, thought about the time that I have to spend on shouting on the internet at governments and large companies. I said, well, I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. What can I do directly? So that's what I do. Do what you can. Work within your boundaries, right? And that's it. That's it for that. We will probably circle back to this topic many times. I feel it's super duper important to deal with depression and frustration and anger. And as Nate says, you're constantly fighting this battle. We're constantly fighting this battle. It's a day-to-day battle. All right. I don't know what's next. Oh, we kind of sort of made it. Kind of sort of. But what we're going to do, so I put all these concepts into practice for Destiny. I was getting frustrated playing PvP and Crucible. I was focusing on winning. So I sat down with those circles and said, okay, what can I do? What do I have control over? I have control over when I reload. I have control over where I stand. I have control over which weapons I use. I have control over when I engage and disengage in the battle. And so I prepared properly, right? I said, okay, look, this is the situation. These are the type of people you run up against in the game. You're going to be up against hand cannons, shotguns, and people who are jumping, and lag. Lag. We all know it. We all have to deal with it. So how am I going to prepare for those things? Well, I'm going to pre-fire like mad, because I've seen some crazy laggers in Destiny. I've been shooting the person. Pre-blame Jeeves. Yeah. All right. Oh, pre-fire. That's good. Yeah, right. So, oh my God. And then he's going to blame you right back, right? Right. So, I've seen some crazy lag in Destiny. Worse than Battlefield 4 when it came out. And Battlefield 4 had rubber banding. At least you know the other person was rubber banding. In Destiny, you don't know they've lagged out. I've seen people, I'm shooting the person. Brrr, the health bar is not going down. They're still there. I'm seeing hit markers, but there's no damage being dealt. And all of a sudden, I'm dead. And the person that killed me is across the map. They're just teleported. So their shadow, they entered the shadow realm. This is reverse Gran Turismo Sport. They entered the shadow realm, deceived me, popped out the other end, killed me, and then popped into the shadow realm to go get someone else. Excuse me, again. But you can see laggy games in Destiny. You know when the game's going to lag out in Destiny. When the other team is on you immediately, within like their first 30 seconds, when they've just crossed the map, that means they were doing the same thing in the previous match, which means the servers are probably lagging out, because it's a lot of that data. They're trying to keep track of what engrams you're supposed to get, your score, and sometimes people are playing so fast that the game falls behind. People have bad connections. They know that people turn on Netflix. They'll turn on Netflix and start downloading something so that they have a bad connection. They'll intentionally screw up their connection. As if people do some horrible things. So knowing that, heavy pre-fire, especially when you see that, oh yeah, that's how it's been going for the past few weeks. It's a weekend. Definitely gonna be some lag. So identify what you can control, what you can influence, and the goals are: if I died, did I die to one of the things I said I wasn't gonna die to? Was I standing in the open reloading? Yes, my fault. Um, did I did I stick my head around the corner? I think they're sniping. Let me check. Think. Yep, definitely sniping. Did I do that? Yeah, nobody's fault but mine. Um, did I was I aware that the spawns had flipped, but was I being recalcitrant, saying I don't like it when people flip the spawns. So I'm gonna go try to take out the whole team. I'll 1v6 you bros. Yes, is that what I did? Oh, did my ego get the better of me? My stubbornness, my obstinance? Oh. So whose fault is that? Mine. But they spawn flipped. No, but you could have just walked away. All right. My fault. All my fault. Just walk away. Did he snipe you? Did you tank that first shot? Yes. Did it rip away your overshield? Yes. Why are you trying to win a gunfight? Just take cover. But no. Had to be stubborn, right? You have an auto rifle. The guy is across the map, barely on the radar, and you have an AR. You really think you're gonna win that fight? You sure? Maybe just stand behind that block. No? Okay. All right. Oh, you died. Oh, stupid snipers. Oh. Man, they need to nerf sniper rifles. Oh, yeah, that's what they need to do. It's not your fault, Morph. No. Had nothing to do with your decision. So, why do you guys encourage me to stream? I could go on. I had to stop myself. I have much more I could go on about. But anyway, so at the end of that, I decided I was going to track. I was going to play 10 rounds. Every 10 rounds, I was going to calculate the average KD. My whole thing was to see how many times, if I could get if my actions would influence my KD so that I have positive KD on a regular basis. And if I can, not a high KD, just go positive each match. That's it. I didn't worry about winning, just going positive. So here are all the other, round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. But here's the final round. So through the whole thing, my average KD is 1.4, which is not bad. I'm positive 63 times and negative 37 times. So that's better than half. I'm going to consider, now I didn't track beforehand, which I should have, but we all know my KD was terrible. But more than half. So I'm going to consider this a success. We can possibly look at some of the early ones. But then I've definitely got to go. Nope. Let's just go to that. No. It's 09. There we are. All right. So if we look at the first one. Why is that 10? Why is that 10? Why is that not 1? What have I done? Oh, 001. Okay. Okay. Phew. So, if we look at the KD, it's 1.5, 1.0, 0.4. This was kind of a pretty good match. A pretty good run of 10. That 0.44 is bad. That was really bad. So that's not bad. And then here, so the lowest was 0.75. Even though I went negative 4 times, only positive 6 times, that lowest KD is sort of the marker, right? So instead of 0.44, it was only 0.75, which I'm going to consider a win. I'm going to consider that a win. That's a sign of improvement. I don't understand quite how to read data 100%. I need to find a book on that also. And then we had another bad one. Did I copy and paste and then not change something? That could be the case, you guys. Hold on. Oh, no. Different set of numbers. 084. Okay, it just happened to be close. Okay, all right. Okay, there we are. So, and then I took a dive. But again, it was 7 and 3. Overall, not bad. I wish I had a graph. I wish I knew how to make graphs and charts and that we could see it all. If any of you know how to do that, please help. I need the help. So again, we have 077. Around 4. You know what? Let's just clear that because it's getting too confusing. Okay, so around 5. 7, 3. 7 and 3, 7 times positive, 3 times negative. But those negative scores are starting to get a bit closer, right? 8, 6, 9, 3, 7, 3. And then I went off here. This was probably my best run right here. Only went negative once. Absolute beast mode, 4.0. Everything was clicking. Yeah, that was a good run. That's when I started feeling good about my little project here. That 0.25 crushed me. I remember being so disappointed. That was so bad. Prior to that, at least they were close. 7.3, 7.0, 7.5. At least I was consistently low until that 0.25. Ugh. Here, we're coming up on 1 o'clock here. New. Now I could tab through like that and then use the arrow. Forgot to clear. Again, I'm gonna make, you know what? I'm gonna put that in there. I'm doing that like right after I finish this episode. This was quite possibly a disheartening set of results. Just absolutely clobbered. Split 5-5. Ugh. I don't know what happened there. I don't know how to interpret that data, that information either. For those of you who read these kinds of things, if you can make sense out of it for me later, that would be great. It's somewhere in Discord. Dang it. You know, I'm going to fix that right now. Hold on. Please hold. I'm going to fix that right now. I am going to fix that right now. Oh, you know what? It's not going to let me do that, though. Oh, dang it. All right, next time it'll work. It's not going to work this time because I have to restart. Okay, that's not going to work. But it's fixed. Next time, everything will look fine. So maybe I should put this on a... So take all of the information from each round, the KD from each round, or the average from each round, I'm not sure, and put it on some sort of line chart? I don't know what to do with this information so that it makes sense and visually people can understand what happened, or I can see the change over time or something. I guess I would take... We'll go to the final one. Dang it. So I would have to take all of the KD, all 100 KDs per round, graph each set of 10. Maybe not the KD, but the average or standard deviation, one of them. And that will show me, I guess, some sort of comparison. I don't know. I don't number well. Haha. Almost made the same mistake again. And then that's the final. So if we look at like per sets of 10, 1.4, 1.8, 1.2, 1.28, 1.4, 2, 1. There's no... I think the final 2 rounds were higher KD overall. But I don't know how to interpret this information. But I felt good afterward. I wasn't frustrated. Because even the matches that we lost, and even if I had a terrible KD, if I did the things I set out to do, I didn't feel so bad. And if I did dumb things, then I knew who to blame. Me. Just me, myself, and I. Okay. Right. So, we'll start the show off with... So we start off with our deep thought. Civilize the mind, but make savage the body. Then we talked about work and language acquisition. Second language acquisition. On the 2 different types of communication styles. There's academic language. And there's interpersonal language. And they're not the same. If you want to become proficient in a second language, don't study conversational English or conversational Japanese. On the surface, it looks good. It's not. Study something. Science, history, math, coffee brewing, beer brewing, car maintenance. Study something in the target language. Start at a child's level with a picture dictionary of, this is a tire. Start there. You'll learn you'll learn what to talk about, in what order to present the information, what information to ignore, and all the grammar structures you'll ever need to make meaning. How to use conjunctions, the nuance behind everything. Yeah, that's my advice. Academic language, study something. You will win. All right, then we talked about cars in Japan. We're going to show both cars because we can. I did the number backwards. 02. Haha. So we talk about these 2 vehicles, a Trans Am and that Volkswagen wagon Samba bus thing. It default livery. Shame. And
Thank you for trying this demo.
talk about cyberpunk signs, liver punch booze. And we had a stuff store. I'm gonna buy some stuff. A place for my stuff. George Carlin's A Place for My Stuff is really good. You should listen to that. It goes on how about your stuff is stuff, but the other person's stuff is garbage. It's a good rant. He also did these 7 words you can't say on TV.
Thank you for trying this demo.
All right, then we talked about confidence and how I borrowed images from Destiny to achieve this lovely thing that I've made here. I don't know what this is on the screen, but it's a thing on the screen. Set goals that are under your control. Prepare, prepare, prepare. And then we talked about Destiny. Okay. Actually, we talked about how to plan like a stoic. And that's it. It is now 1:05, 13:05 JST. It's slightly overcast. It's hazy. It's yucky. And by yucky, I mean it's like there's this haze. I don't know if it's warm. I don't know if it's cold. There's a slight breeze. I can see the like the hangers. Oh, Midnight Chef is motioning. Brr, it is cold. So I guess I have to wrap up physically in clothing, layers. Cycle to the local Starbucks for class. Teach. And then call it a day. All right. Thank you all. I totally lost chat. Laser! Just wrapping up. All right, I've got to go, you guys. I will see you this evening. We're going to watch a replay featuring Jeebs and Vegeta. It sounds as if Vegeta busted out his brass knuckles. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happened there. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Get some sleep. Get your midnight gaming on if that's your thing. Have a nice cup of tea. And I will see you all in a few hours.